Something I was hoping you might elaborate on was kind of the human touch versus the machine, which I think is one of the nice focuses about Anderson's in particular.
Sure.
But something that amazed me while learning from Leaf was Leaf's ability as a person, a human being. He could look at a batch visually, smell a batch, or do this like hand test, and could do it. And as somebody that, unaversion to hot things, it's 300 degrees, and you go, I don't think touching that seems very bright.
Right.
His ability to go, needs this, needs that. Can you elaborate? Because I'm assuming, this is an assumption, that you and your brother must have learned this from someone getting that first-hand experience. Can you elaborate on...
Yeah. So I think part of that goes back to Grandpa and his occasional coming in and making insightful comments, okay? And especially when we were younger, and even there were times where I wasn't so much cooking as I was just here at the shop observing or helping out or something, but through osmosis or repetition, that kind of filtered in that kind of stuff, because Leaf was definitely more that way than my dad was, okay? And hence the flavoring thing too, okay? There's an art to the flavoring as opposed to the process. And we all have different things. So like I'm not necessarily a color inside the lines guy if I think that it needs to go outside the lines here. And so, there are things that I would say that I did differently than Leaf. So I think that although there was that idea, like you're saying, of it needs this, it needs that, when it came to that nuance, that was definitely more of a Leaf strength, okay? There would be times where I would be cooking something and we would be doing it and we'd be like, I just can't, this isn't quite what we want. We were trying to develop the sponge candy recipe. Okay, we got 3 or 4 different sponge candy recipes. We looked at them. What's the same? What's different? Can we combine them? What can we do? We'll do a test batch of this, a test batch of that. And when it came to the nuance of it needs this, okay, does it need honey? Does it need 2 ounces? Does it need 8 ounces? Okay, that was definitely more of a Leaf intuition thing, okay? But then there was also the aspect of it, okay, this is not rising enough. Do we need to put the baking soda in sooner? Do we need to stir it less? Do we need to put more baking soda in? Oh, now it tastes bitter. Too much baking soda. So that kind of trial and error stuff, Leaf had less patience for than me, okay? So I'd be like, no, that's okay. We're only making this big of a batch. We'll try it again. It's only $2 worth of material, so we're going to try it again. We're going to fine tune this. But when it came to the taste and the nuance, then that was definitely... So I think for us, it was a combination of the two. Now, having said that, Dad didn't venture outside the box much from... If anything, we had some things that Panucci, Roman Punch, that Dad used to make, we never made. We never made those things, so I don't even know how to make those. Okay, and I don't think you guys make prune gel anymore, right?
No, we don't. We
Right.
still have the stamp.
Yeah, right. So prune gel. I mean, it just was its time to move on, even though it was one of Leaf's favorite things, and he was the best at making prune gel, no questions about it. Okay, but it's just that combination. So I think in that sense, that's actually probably where he and I worked the best together when it came to something like that, where we take your strengths and my strengths, we take your nuance, and it almost seems funny because I talked before about a short attention span, but I do have a certain amount of patience when it comes to getting it right, okay? And I'm willing to take longer. I'm willing to take 3 days to paint the room, even though the professional can do it in an hour, because I want to get it just right. So I do think that there's some of that. So you certainly got the benefit of that nuance, as I did too, because that was definitely not my strength.